Hey everyone, we are live at 5. It is Wednesday, matinee day.
It is.
March 27th, and I'm Paul Wontorek.
And I am Ryan Lee Gilbert.
And we are joined by Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
No jazz hands?
Oh, I'll do both. I can do both.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Look who's here.
Look who is here.
Super popular.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris McCarrell from The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson musical.
Yeah, back in Percy Jackson drag and the Lightning
All
Thief. It's on the
across the country.
road.
Mm-hmm.
And it's playing a big New York engagement this week.
Absolutely.
We're going to talk about. Oh, and also I just want to share. When people send things, I wear
Show
them.
swag.
So I'm a
Friend
newsflash.
Look at
Dorothy
that.
Michaels.
That's right.
As in Tootsie, for the kids who've never seen it. Santino Fontana plays. Anyway, just go see the show. I love free merch, and Ryan is wearing his, Believe Women.
Believe Women.
Feminist.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's not difficult. Not difficult
This is
to do.
special. Thank you for the T-shirt, Tootsie. So we're going to talk to Chris, but first, today's Top 5.
We've got to get this Tony nominee to the church on time.
Yes, Alexander Geminiani is going into the Lincoln Center Theater's production of My Fair Lady, which is very exciting. He will be playing Alfred P. Doolittle. He'll be subbing in for Danny Burstein, who will play his final performance on April 28th. He has Moulin Rouge duties to start attending.
Just that.
Oh,
The
okay.
next biggest musical in the history.
Danny Burstein.
The biggest musical in the future of Broadway.
You heard it here first.
I've never said that before, but I believe it's true.
I think it's gonna be big. So yeah, Danny Burstein, he's got to start getting ready for that. So Alexander will begin performances on April 30th at Lincoln Center Theater. Of course, Alexander got a Tony nomination for playing Enoch Snow in Carousel very recently. You've also seen him in Les Miserables, Assassins, Violet, The People in the Picture, Sunday in the Park with George, Sweeney Todd, and Chicago. He joins Laura Benanti, Rosemary Harris, Kristen Dante White, Harry Haddon Payton. Many exciting people over in the show over there. And as previously announced, Harry Haddon Payton will play his final performance in My Fair Lady on July 6th. A replacement has yet to be named.
Oh, we don't know yet.
We don't know yet. Can you
Henry
imagine if I
Higgins.
Just like
spoil
surprise.
that? Yeah, no, we don't know
Everybody
that.
needs to work on their accents.
Absolutely, that is
Go in with
a
a
great
good
role.
accent. Bart Scher likes a good accent.
Certainly
we also
does.
should point out Alexander Geminiani is currently musical director of the Merrily We Roll Along.
Absolutely.
Off-Broadway.
Yes.
Busy.
Yeah, go through a
Multi-talented.
Yeah, he does a lot.
Casting has been announced for not your typical bio-musical.
Well, right before we went on air, I found out that you were a Lizzie Borden freak growing up.
I was.
Which says a lot about your
That says a
childhood.
lot about you.
Absolutely.
And
it does,
and
yeah.
we're both from Connecticut.
We are,
and
yeah.
Lizzie Borden, this is a thing that happened
Yeah,
in
not
Massachusetts.
too far away.
Not too far.
Not
Lizzie
too
Borden
far.
is, of course, a famous axe murderer.
Accused.
Most famous.
Alleged.
And
ex-murderer.
people have made a lot of movies and TV shows and musicals. There have been musicals in the past, and now
Popular
there's a new
property.
musical coming, a rock musical, because blood and rock go well together.
Yeah,
I think,
absolutely.
rock and
Yeah,
roll.
certainly.
She was kind of an interesting character. Anyway, so Lizzie, the rock tuner, will start July 19th and open August 5th, and it's at the Pershing Square Signature Center. It's always a mouthful.
I can't wait.
But really excitingly, Eden Espinosa.
She was here not too long ago.
She was here because she's on the road in falsettos right now, and that tour ends at the end of June.
It does.
And so she'll go right from playing Trina, and she'll stop holding to the ground because she'll be Lizzie Borden,
It's quite
the opposite of holding to the
quite the
ground.
jump. Yeah.
And also Ciara Renee, who was fantastic in Pippin. She was a leading player.
Yes.
Carrie Sima and Shannon O'Boyle, they are all in the cast. The musical follows Lizzie Borden, who to be played by O'Boyle, whose rage explodes as secrets in her household reach a boiling point, and she finds herself considering the unthinkable, which I think would mean axing people.
I guess so. Yeah, that's
Tim Manor wrote the book and the lyrics, and Stephen Cheslake DeMeyer wrote the music with Alan Stevens Hewitt. Wow, everybody has 3 names. Anyway, it's a limited run through September 29th.
I'm excited.
And this children's book story is returning to the stage.
The Gruffalo. Had you heard of this
Nope.
before? I hadn't either.
Came up in the
You
morning
haven't?
meeting, and I was
Yeah.
like, I don't
You've
know
never
what that
heard of the
means.
Gruffalo?
I had
Chris
not heard of the
McCarrell is
Gruffalo.
shocked.
But I mean, because it was like published in '99. I was born
It was
before that.
it was a good book.
So it is a musical adaptation of the book The Gruffalo. And it's headed to the West End. It will be celebrating the 20th birthday of the picture book by Julia Donaldson. Toby Mitchell will direct this production. I guess it's going to be on tour after it plays the West End, the Lyric Theatre on the West End. I guess it does this pretty often. It goes either on tour, it's in London.
It's a thing.
You can see the Gruffalo. It goes in at Christmas time. So yes, apparently it's
What's
about
it about?
It's about a mouse.
Oh.
That is traveling the deep dark wood, and he is confronted by these more aggressive animals that could eat him. And he says, "No, don't mess with me. I'm meeting my friend, the Gruffalo, which is like a monster." And then he actually comes across the Gruffalo. I mean, plot spoiler.
Wow,
there's
tiger
lots
spoilers.
that happen. Yeah.
So Fievel, little Fievel went through nothing
An American
compared
Tale.
to this mouse.
No, absolutely. Well,
Every generation has a mouse to root
Every
for.
generation has a mouse in trouble. Yes, Rebecca Newman will be playing the mouse. Elliot Rodriguez will be playing the Gruffalo. And Jack Adley will be the predators that the mouse comes across. This will be happening July 3rd through September 8th at the Lyric Theatre in the West End. And then it will tour across the United Kingdom after that.
One of our faves has a fancy new gig.
The category is
Yes, Billy Porter.
people we love directing plays.
Yes.
Billy Porter, he's on Pose. That's what I was just doing, a little Pose.
It was great.
It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
It was good.
Just really uncomfortable about it. It was a last minute decision.
It was
No,
good.
I
No,
was
it
there
was
for
good
it.
job. Good
Getting
job.
ready to film season 2 of Pose. Please hurry up on that.
I also found he's going to be directing an episode of season 2
Of course he
Pose,
is.
which is super exciting.
Because Billy Porter
he's
gets what he wants. And he's on a roll. And whatever Billy Porter wants, we should all be giving him right now.
Yes.
Just making that clear.
Yeah.
Including directing Dan McCabe's new play called The Purists for the Huntington Theatre Company. So this will run August 30th through September 29th. It must be right after he films Pose. I think Pose is like a summer thing.
Yeah.
And this play follows a former rapper, a DJ, and a show tune-loving telesales director who have become an unlikely group when an impromptu rap battle erupts between two female MCs. Everything gets questioned.
Love it.
Zany.
Billy's
I
good
like
with the
it.
questioning. I
Yeah.
think he's good at. This is gonna be good. Anyway, he's a Tony winner for Kinky Boots, Golden Globe nominated star Pose.
Yeah.
He's
Have
honestly,
the best outfit of the Oscar at the Oscars.
He won the
I've
red
ever seen in
carpet.
my
He won the
entire
Oscar for
life.
best red
Yes.
carpet.
Yeah.
And honestly, he's probably, I don't even know if he's still talking to us. He's had a big year.
He's super famous.
But we love him.
Yeah.
And we're very excited. So, and he's also a playwright. So, Billy Porter does
He's
it
busy.
all.
He's busy. And a star-studded reading is officially in the works.
Yes, Eric Champney's new play, Sparkler, will be having a private industry reading on March 29th in New York City. And amazing people are involved in this. You have Alan Cumming, Christy Altamar, Eric Bergen, and Garrett Clayton will all be participating in this reading. Sparkler is set in 1964 Hollywood, where Clayton Boyd, who will be played by Bergen, is the prototypical movie star to the public eye. Behind closed doors, Clayton is an impulsive alcoholic and a closeted gay man.
I'm into it.
The Hollywood moguls have kept his private life out of the public arena until Jack, Garrett Clayton's character, arrives.
It's gonna be
Not so
sexy.
closeted anymore. Now Clayton's make-believe marriage is threatened along with his public image. Sounds super cool. Sparkler. I wonder what that name all means.
So it's like all the guys.
Yeah,
Mark
like I'm
Hudson, Tab
famous, it's the
Hunter,
60s.
so it's a
Yeah,
great story.
exactly.
Anyway,
Yeah.
also on the site, hey, I interviewed Derek Baskin of the new
Yes.
musical, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations. You gotta say the whole thing. It's like beautiful, the Carole King musical.
That's right.
He's fantastic, and he was here talking about his past at TGI Fridays and other things, and Hugh Jackman, being in the Hugh Jackman dressing room. Who's a fresh face?
Ainsley Mellum from Australia. I talked to him
here not
on Live
long
at 5,
ago.
and Caitlin Moynihan.
He is Aladdin.
He is. Yeah,
Yes.
making his Broadway debut as Aladdin. He's
And-
super adorable.
And we talked about this yesterday, but Beth Level got her Sardi's caricature.
Yes. Finally, more
Well
feels
deserved.
right in the world now that she's up on the wall.
And there
there.
are amazing photos of that on the site. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ryan.
My pleasure.
You have
Enjoy.
a good
Thank you.
evening.
You too.
Caitlin, tell everyone about today's guest.
Gladly. Yes, we have Chris McCarrell in the studio with us today. He is currently taking The Lightning Thief, the Percy Jackson Musical all across the country, and it's back out. He did it off-Broadway, and now it's back in New York. It's playing at the Beacon Theater this weekend only. He made his Broadway debut in Les Mis, where he was Marius. He's also been seen on screen in Peter Pan Live in the OA, which is a scary TV show I've heard. I don't know. Make sure to follow him on social media at Chris MZ Carroll, like Christmas Carol. It's a play on word. It's great, but just remember the MZ. Okay. Make sure to leave all of your questions in the comments below, and please welcome Chris and Paul.
Okay, my mind's blown. Thank you, Caitlin.
Sorry.
I didn't realize that's what your social media handle.
I don't. It takes people like.
I've never like said
sorry.
that out loud
You're
before.
Miss Carol.
You.
Yeah,
That's
no, you're
amazing.
welcome.
I didn't know.
I know. I was trying to like beat people to the punch because I've always been like everyone who realizes that my name sounds like Christmas Carol thinks that they like are the first to realize that, and I'm like, I'm gonna beat everyone to the punch by just making my name Christmas Carol.
Yeah, own it. You're owning it.
But I like that it's subtle enough that you didn't catch it.
Yeah, it's been years.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot.
How are you?
I'm good.
How does it feel to be in New York for the week?
It's like our little rock homecoming. Yeah,
Right?
We're so excited to be
Okay,
back.
so let's, for people who haven't been following,
Yes.
I can't believe you haven't, but Lightning Thief is, of course, a fantastic musical that you did off-Broadway.
Yep.
And what theater was that at?
We were at the
You don't even remember it.
no, I have Laurie Beachman in my head, and I know that's not
Lortel.
right. The Lortel.
Laurie Beachman, by the way,
is not Lortel.
was a fantastic performer who I adored growing up. Lucille Lortel is also a
Yes,
legendary
we were
lady
at the
stage.
Lortel down
But
in the
that
village.
theater down there held about like how many people? Like
Oh my gosh, I think like
a couple hundred, maybe.
200.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And if the seats weren't broken, some of them. But I'm kidding. But now you are at the Beacon Theater for the week.
Crazy.
Which is like 18,000 seats. That's not true. It's an exaggeration.
It's
but it's
crazy.
it's this big gold palace. It's amazing. Have you been there yet?
No, but I've watched Netflix specials that take place there. Some of my favorites.
And the Tony Awards were there.
Did
For yeah, I mean, it's like
no, I have not been in there yet. Yeah.
And now you've never been there as an audience member?
No.
Oh, your mind's gonna be blown.
My mind's going to be
Because
blown.
now you're Percy Jackson on the stage of the Beacon Theater for the week.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Insane.
You went
Insane.
from the Lortel to, I mean,
And we opened at like the Oriental Theater in Chicago.
right, so now
like,
you're on a national tour.
it's nuts. Yes.
So I bet you never saw this coming.
no.
Right.
No.
Because you got this show like
Yep.
a few years ago. You landed this show, and it was sort of like this little off-Broadway.
I feel like ever since I stepped into that audition room, I've just kind of been along this like Percy Jackson ride, and I just like keep saying yes to every turn and curve, and it's been like the most exciting adventure ever. But yeah, we're doing a 6-month tour across the country. And a little bit of Canada. We just came back from Toronto.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're seeing like the whole country, and halfway through, we're making like a little pit stop homecoming.
Yeah.
Back here.
It's bigger than Broadway. I mean, literally, the theater is bigger than Broadway. I
It's
mean,
true.
I'm
it's-
so
It's true.
excited.
And you've been on Broadway, so you will notice the difference. It's very large. Very large theater. I don't want to scare you or anything, but it's very exciting.
Oh, we're ready. And like the
You're so
whole
ready.
the whole set, like our sound system that we like lug around to each city is like we just amped up the show's volume literally to like fill these huge houses.
Yeah.
So like we got these like huge speaker stacks on either side of us. Yeah, I'm so ready to fill that theater.
So you were ready to do this tour and to step back into this role.
Oh my
The
gosh.
album is out, and people really have fallen in love with it. And I think the fan base just keeps building for this
Yeah.
show, right?
Totally. Yeah, when I heard the tour, when they came to us, they're like, hey, we're taking this on the road. I think the cast, we like kind of looked at each other, and in the show, we go on a quest from New York
Yeah.
City to LA.
Right.
And we were like, guys,
You're
like we
actually
gotta
doing
take
it.
this killer quest. Like we
Right.
gotta go out on tour. Yeah, and I'm so happy, like just seeing the amount of people that have supported the show from the beginning that haven't been able to see it,
Yeah.
and the types of families that are able to come that don't necessarily like have the possibility of
Yeah.
like making a vacation to New York.
Right.
Like the families that need this show can now finally come and see the show. So it's been like so exciting to bring it to all.
So what kind of fans of this book series and this show are you meeting on the road? Are they super pumped that
A
you guys
ton
are
of
there?
families, a ton of people that have been saving up. We have this this Twitter organization online that started called the Half-Bloods, where people are like pooling money to buy tickets to help people that want to come to the show that can't afford it.
Wow.
So the people that are here, it's like not even just the usual like, I'm so excited to see this show. It's like, this is a mission accomplished that I'm like sitting in this seat, and it's totally the people that need the show. That's what's so exciting. It's not just like a fun time at the theater for them. They're like, I need the story in my life. So it's been fun empowering the youngins.
Why do you think it works so well in this form and this production, and what about this really like works with this story?
I think like the secret sauce is the rock music getting tied to kind of this teenage like powers you can't control, the frustration with like the generation before you. And so it's this boy just kind of trying to figure out his life, and these outbursts are these crazy rock songs that I think it just, and he's not like a normal boy, he's like half God. So like the music just matches like the stakes of the powers that we're talking about in the show. Like I think the excitement of the music makes sense with the kids singing it in a way that gets people lit, including us on stage.
And you get to be a half god. Who else gets to do that?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess over at Hades Town, there's some gods. There's the gods are a thing.
I'm excited about that show.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about that show. Yeah. I keep watching all the clips, and
you're busy. You're on the road.
I am busy.
You're in a hit tour. You'll get to Hades Town. You calm down. So you're actually on the tour through July, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah, anywhere that you're really excited to go to besides the Beacon, which is bigger than Broadway?
I'm really excited. I mean, the Beacon. We have been counting down.
I'm sure.
Counting down.
Well, you're back and all your friends are here.
All our friends, and just something about like we're all from New York. Yeah. We packed up our lives to take this around the country, and now we're like coming back. I'm really excited about Reno, Nevada.
Oh,
so much.
Into it.
So much. Like,
what are you gonna do in Reno?
I don't know, and I'm so excited because I like grew up loving Reno 911. You know that? Do you know that show? Like, and I love deserts. Like, I just love that area of that country. I love it.
Yeah.
So fun. So I'm really excited to like see what adventures we're gonna get to in that town, Reno. But we're like making stops in Portland and
Portland's beautiful.
in Texas, a few places. I'm very excited.
So is the cast all enjoying the adventure together? Like,
oh my gosh.
What is it like?
Yes.
You guys are tight?
Yeah, and we're such like, we've been through so many curveballs and ups and downs together with just this whole process up to now that like, it really is like a tried and tested family. So we all like know each other's like quips and stuff, but we take care of each other, and we have so much fun. When we have fun on this tour, we have so much fun. And on stage, it's like the funnest show to do. I don't think any of us are ever like
there's nothing
here we
funner.
go again.
I just want to say that word. I like the word funner.
Funner.
You were on the OA.
Yes, very quickly.
Yeah, in the first part?
First season, yeah.
Can you? I just tried to watch part 2, and I started watching it, and I was like, wow, I don't remember anything about part 1. That's okay. You don't have to explain. You can explain it later. That's the problem with these TV shows now. They release like a whole season, then you think like a year later they're like, remember? And I'm like, no.
And I think our like,
I don't remember anything. It was complicated.
It's not even our attention span is changing with like binge watching. It's like our like remembering. Like I watched Survivor, and a week in between episodes, I forget what happened, because I'm like, I'm used to binge watching, like just spending 9 hours from
there's something about our memories that's going now because of this. Yeah,
truly.
By the way, your hair looks great.
Thank you. Yours does too.
Yeah.
And I always respect your hair from afar. I really do.
Oh gosh.
Hair name nailed.
Hey, Caitlin.
Yes.
What are the people watching? What do they have to say?
They got a lot of questions.
I'm sure.
So Sabrina's question is, what inspired you to pursue musical theater in the first place?
It was.
You did a lot of theater as a kid.
I did.
Yeah.
I was always a theater boy. I loved violin. I was a big violinist. Ooh. So I loved music, and I had like a lot of instincts in it. And the orchestra crowd was a little too quiet for me. I was a little too loud for the orchestra crowd.
Right. I love that first you
There we
blamed it
go.
on them.
Yeah.
And then
There
you were
we
like,
go.
you know
The
what?
flip.
I'm just going to take the blame.
They were all like, can you calm down? So then I found theater, and then I found that I loved singing in a way, and then plus the acting aspect. So theater, it felt like the mix of the social environment and the artistic environment that fit me the best and put up with me all these years.
You have a fantastic singing voice.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great.
Thank
when
you.
did you first really belt out a big song on stage?
Third grade was my first show, but there's this thing, it's like the Cleveland effect, I think. Like, I grew up not thinking I had a good voice because I was like next to Ben Fankhauser, Max Chernin, and Corey Cott growing up, which are still like, as a kid, I was overwhelmed by them. And like now in New York, they're like still some of the best music theater male singers out there. So we like all kind of like worked hard on accident because we just thought it was normal. And then we got to the city and we're like, oh, great. Not a lot of other people were doing that. Great. So something about like going through theater with like really good singers and like the status quo, you just like naturally get pushed in a way that I feel really lucky that I like grew up in that time there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've always been a music kid. I love music.
Love that. So Andrew wants to know what has surprised you the most about going on tour.
What has surprised me the most?
How much underwear did you pack?
I pack like enough for a week.
Okay, and then you do laundry?
And
Like,
then
how does
you
it
do
work? I don't know how
Hopefully.
it works.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Did somebody give you like a book to teach
There's
you
a
how
lot
to...
of like, there's a lot of like sink laundry every now and then. Like you just
You're
you
packing
just
a lot.
make do.
It's like
yeah.
endless packing and unpacking.
Yep.
You're pro at
Yeah.
it.
I would say it's like how deeply out of control I feel about my life, but I'm just like, what's next? Like, there's just so much of your living situation that someone else is in charge of. So you're like, I literally have no idea what I'm walking into, but
That's kind of
Wait.
exciting.
it's exciting.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was like the most surprising. I never thought about that. I never thought about how much of how in control you feel when you're at home in your own house, like where you chose the decorations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I just never noticed that. And now I'm like in these like really nice hotels, but I'm like, I didn't pick that painting, and that makes me feel weird.
Amazing. Okay, so we'll do one last question.
Cool.
So Alex wants to know what it has been Percy Jackson for the past few years taught you the most. What have you learned the most from being Percy?
I think like the very end point of our show is this concept of looking at how the world is set up and the older, like what the older generation is passing down to you as a society and a world, and like as a young generation, you have the choice to be like, is that the world I want to accept, or am I just gonna like take matters into my own hands? So I think it's definitely like changed how I view like society and how we pass things down through generation to generation, and that we always have the power to change that totally, and no one else is going to do it for you. Like, yeah, sometimes
awesome.
there's just not an easy answer to things.
Right.
So I think being around that story and telling that story over and over again has definitely helped me feel more empowered when sometimes like society feels very unbudging and hard to affect.
It's also kept your age range as an actor nice and low.
I've had 3
Right.
days off of shaving, so I'm even looking older than usual right now. But this will be gone tomorrow.
It's great.
But yeah, we're thriving in our youth on that stage.
Is there special like lotions or? I mean, you look great.
No lotions, just
Just genetics.
just a little dew of sweat from singing to
Well, this is a fantastic score, and you're wonderful at this show.
Thank
and I'm
you
so excited you're
very
back in
much.
New York.
Ugh.
So you're at the Beacon
Yep.
Theater.
Yep. Starting tomorrow.
Hashtag bigger than Broadway. And it starts tomorrow, and it's through the 31st this weekend.
Yeah, this
and
weekend.
then you're back on the road.
Back on the road.
And what you can go on the website, right?
LightningThiefMusical.com.
Right, and you can get all the tour dates through
Our
July.
Twitter has it
And
all.
go see him. Hey, if he's in your town,
Oh my
in
gosh.
Reno, it's very exciting. But it's going other places too.
Yeah.
Other exciting
All
places.
over. West Coast is like next after this.
Awesome. Cool.
We're ready to hit.
You're gonna have a
but
nice spring and
we're ready to blow the roof off the Beacon.
Yes.
Bigger than Broadway.
Category is bigger than Broadway. Okay. Thank you so much. It's so
Thank
good to
you.
see you.
Good to see you.
Hey, Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We are live at 5 every single day on Facebook. You can listen to us wherever you get your podcasts by searching for hashtag live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. We talk to Ryan McCartan of Wicked.